All right, so good. Oh, I'm glad at least a few of you all could hop on. I didn't post earlier today as a reminder just because this weekend I've kind of stepped back a little bit from social media because we've had a lot going on. And we just wanted to, like, it was my husband's weekend off. So every other weekend he gets off. And not only that, he's going to be gone the next 4 days. So I wanted to spend some time with him and the kids and the family and blah, 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 all that good stuff. So I didn't want to spend, 15 hours working in the basement when I know he's not going to be here the next 4 days. So, so I'm a little bit behind. I haven't checked in the group. I believe I checked in yesterday, but I haven't commented and stuff on everybody's stuff. So I will get to that. If not tonight, definitely tomorrow because he'll be gone then. So I wanted to just kind of do a quick check-in with everybody. And I'll just kind of see how the month is going for you so far. We are almost 3 weeks in, but I think we're only 2 weeks in on this challenge, maybe, because I think where we started, it was a week into, so we're 2 weeks into this challenge. So if everybody doesn't mind to share what program they're doing, how they're doing with the program, whether or not they are, if you want to grade yourself basically on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you doing with exercise? How are you doing with nutrition? How are you doing overall? That would kind of give us an idea of where you are. If you want to give maybe mentally how you're doing, because I know sometimes you could be doing really, really good with your workouts and stuff, but mentally you could be doing awful. So I'll go first. So I am in the middle of Lift 4. And it's the new program that's 4 days a week. It's 8 weeks long, which in of itself is kind of a mental block for me because I've always had a difficult time completing any program over 30 days because I get bored. I get bored with a lot of things in life very easily. So me committing to it it took me a little bit of convincing. In a way, really because my husband wanted to do it, and he hasn't wanted to do a program in a very long time. But it only being 4 days a week kind of is what was not a deal breaker, but kind of helped me make that decision. So we started week 5 this past week, so I think we're going into week 6. I like it so far. The meal plan that he uses for is Portion Fix. I'm not doing Portion Fix. I'm doing the 2B Mindset. So I would say mentally, overall, I feel like I'm doing an 8. I'm doing good. There's always room for improvement. I feel like I should make more time to read and kind of focus on just me a little bit because I have been trying to juggle the homeschool, which started this year, as well as just Nick's schedule and all that good stuff. So I did get a new book in the mail, which I'm really excited about. I posted about it on my personal page. It's from the same author of The Champagne Diet. She is amazing. She's one of my favorite authors. So I am going to start that tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. Workout wise, I would say I would give myself an 8 there as well, because there are definitely some of the workouts where I hate high intensity interval training. And ironically, that's what I started Beachbody with. I started T25. Focus T25 with Shaun T. And I love that program. I lost 17 pounds in 5 weeks. That is what got me hooked. But I've just found that over time, I've just fallen more in love with lifting because I can still get my heart rate up and I just enjoy it more. So lift is a mixture of it, but I have found myself on those high intensity days where it's more so that I will, the other day, I just sat back and watched Nick and my kids do the workout instead of doing it. So this past week, I only did 3 workouts versus 4. And really, I have no excuse besides saying I really have no desire to do that and jump around and, feel like I'm about to cough up a lung. So I really need to kind of get my head straight on with that. Nutrition-wise, I have been doing very, very well. So since I started the 2B Mindset with Lift 4, so I did Lift 4 the first week I didn't have really control. I'm going to try to wrap this up real fast. I didn't have control over what I was eating very much because I was out of town. I was at that camp, if for those who remember back in June, if you were in the academy. And so I started the meal plan when I got back. So I've done it effectively for 4 weeks, and I've lost like 11 pounds, which I know I said that last week, I think, and I haven't lost any this week, but I still feel good because when you're lifting heavy, which is what I've been trying to do emphasize on, like you're not necessarily going to see weight loss immediately because you're going to, if anything, gain weight because your muscles are going to retain water because try not to do like a long lesson, but when you lift heavy, your muscles have these little micro tears, and so it will try to get as much water to it to heal them, and so you'll retain water. So I know that and I'm not upset because I haven't cheated, if that makes sense. So if I had cheated, I would probably do the self-sabotage thing, like, oh, I'm such a screw up, like I hate my life. But I know because I've done really well. I have tracked like 80 to 90% of everything that I've been eating. I could do better with water. So overall, like I know I would give myself an 8 or maybe even a 9 for that. And that's just because I haven't gotten enough of the water in. And some days I probably should eat more, but I'm not eating off. Does that make sense? I'm not like doing like cheats and like all that stuff like that is completely derailing me. So the fact that even if I am just the same, like I take into consideration, these are the workouts that I'm doing. I know like I'm at least working out at least 3 days this past week. So that's good in of itself for someone who doesn't like working out, and the meal plan's going well. So I would say overall, I'm doing like an 8-ish overall. It has been a struggle with my kids. So I would say if I wanted to do mentally incorporating the kids this past week, they were awful. They were little brats. And at one point in time, I looked at them all, and not all of them, but I was just like, I don't like you all. Please get out of my kitchen. Like, just go to your rooms. And at one point in time, and I'm not proud to say this, well, I'm not going to say it because this is going to be recorded on YouTube. I said some not so many nice things. And not very often do I like go off, but I went off, and I called my husband and went outside, and I was like, you got to do something with these kids because they're just the disobedience was, out of control. So, but when it comes to like the actual journey, doing the right stuff, like I feel like I am doing pretty good. Obviously there's always room for improvement. But yeah, so that's kind of how I'm doing. I haven't read anything personal development wise the past like week or so, like actually sitting down and reading because I was waiting on my new book. That's really no excuse because I have other books I'm still in the middle of. Yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm doing pretty good. I'm still down, so at least I haven't gained. And even if I had, I wouldn't be upset because I know that I'm staying the course. I'm trusting the process. And I think a lot of times it's easy to get frustrated and throw in the towel very quickly when we don't see the scale move down 10 pounds. Like, like we didn't gain the weight overnight, so it's not going to go away overnight. So I feel like I'm in a good headspace, especially going into week 6. Yes, I think it's week 6. Week 6 of Live 4. So who would like to go next?
Sorry, I just hopped on. What was the assignment?
So basically we're just doing a quick check-in, even though my quick check-ins always last for a long time because I ramble. Just kind of if you had to scale or score yourself 1 to 10, like how you're doing your workouts, your nutrition, overall mental state.
I would probably put myself at a 7, 8. This week starting school has really been stressful and crazy for me. And I just feel like with PCOS, I don't know what's going on, and it could be like the retaining water or what, but I just have felt really bloated. And I also had to like remember stress does crazy things to your body too. But it's been hard to remind myself of that. Like, every morning I'm just like, I'm tired. I feel sore, but I do have a friend that I'm working out with after school every day. And so that's been good to have that accountability. Like she's very much, okay, I'm in your room, we're going to work out. And the air conditioner broke in my side of the building. So I feel like every day in my classroom's a workout because I am sweating like crazy. So, but yeah, I would say like the mental as far as like self-talk and how I'm treating my own like self is not nice this week. I haven't been great to myself. And it's hard because I made like last month, I felt like I had a huge transformation, and it's hard that I'm not seeing that. And so I need to remind myself like it is a slow process, and I had a lot of swelling and all of that to go down. So I'm finishing phase 1 of 80-day obsession this week. And so then I'll move into phase 2, and I'm looking forward to like the different workouts. I kind of feel like I'm plateauing. So I'm hoping the different workouts and everything will do that. I've had no time for reading, I'll be honest, but I did actually purchase Champagne Diet. I just haven't opened it, so I'm sorry.
So what about nutrition? How have you been able to incorporate that since you've gotten back into school?
I try to only have healthy snacks like in my fridge. And so like, I tried to like measure out, like I got some trail mix and I measured that out based on like what the serving size was. I also have like just cartons of blueberries and raspberries and all of that in my fridge at school. Nut thins, all of that. I've tried to not surround myself with anything that I wouldn't be proud of eating. I think I need to just, sometimes like I'll snack and it's a 1 serving size and I'll be like, well, maybe I'll have a little bit more of this. When I get home, I just feel like I've eaten more carbs lately, just even with fruit. I feel like, I know those are the good carbs, but I feel like I've definitely, my body reacts to carbs a lot differently. So my goal this week is to really push veggies. And so I'm going to cut up some cucumbers, and we have like cartons of tomatoes we picked this weekend. So try to have those on hand so I'm not seeking carbs, because I have a terrible sweet tooth. So I'm constantly like, and fruit's great, but like I said, my body reacts differently when I over fruit it up.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for sharing.
Yes, thank you.
So I now that you shared that you didn't have air conditioning, is that one of the reasons why like you had asked about your armpits? Because I was browsing through the group earlier and you would talk about you would use some acronyms. Was it H? I'm glad that you clarified what that was, because I'd never heard of it.
No, I just totally made that up.
I was like, I've never heard of
it. It's a real thing. It's legit, but it's not a real thing.
I was browsing and I was just like, oh. And then I think Amanda or someone had posted about a pit cleanse. I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. Maybe I should do that.
Yeah, I had never heard of that, but I have seriously, and it's been a problem since I started working out. So, the no air conditioning does not help matters. And I feel like by the time I'm working out, I'm not surrounded by anyone. So it's not a problem. My poor husband, and children, but I'm like, oh, my kids, like my students are smelling me like this. So I did do some research, and I think I'm going to try the pit cleanse and also try those new products and see. But I've seriously bought a new like stick of deodorant every like couple days just to try something new, and no, nothing.
I'm sorry.
Well, you're definitely not crazy though, because I know I have a group of my own, and I have a couple women with PCOS, and they have the same issue as far as body funk goes. I don't know if it has to do with the flux in hormones or not, but I know I've actually read some research too, and it has to do with, I believe, the male hormones. They call it like a male sweat type thing that you get.
That would make sense.
Yeah, and I think the other Amanda, maybe Marquette, had mentioned she just uses men's deodorant.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And one that I tried yesterday just to like hold me over until then was like a baking powder. What's that brand? Arm & Hammer. An Arm & Hammer, like a male one though, that didn't smell too manly. But but so, and like today it was better than like the women's ones, like, cause I've been doing like secret clinical and degree clinical. And I even tried like clear dry clinical, but that one I felt like has done the most. What?
If you're buying all these, those are expensive.
I know. And I've been using like secret clinical and degree clinical for a while, for a couple of years now. And it's just like, ever since I've had my last child, I felt like I couldn't, like it didn't work as well, but it hasn't been like this severe until I started working out. So.
Well, if you find something that works, or tell us how the pit cleanse works.
I will.
Or if you find anything else, I'm sure people would love to know.
Yeah, there's a.
That pit cleanse. I didn't read through it yet, but I was like, that looks interesting.
Yeah.
I'm weird though. I will say this real quick. Only one of my armpit smells. Like, and it's this one. This one. It's this one. I'm convinced it's because I'm fatter on this side than this side.
My right side is worse too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never can smell this side, but I can always like smell this side. Like if I do smell. So.
Yeah. So our bodies.
Yeah.
The product that the girl on my group is using is called Native, and she says it works really well for her. So I'll tell you what, I'll screenshot the post that she made in my group, and I'll share it to you. That way you can read what she said about it and how much it was and everything. But she said she was having the same issue though, and that it was starting to help for her. So
awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I am convinced it's because I'm fatter, because like this boob is bigger than this one. This hand is bigger than this one. I'm sure everything on this side is bigger than on this side. So that's just kind of what I've concluded.
The stank is bigger on that side.
Yeah, the stank is bigger on this side than this side. Oh, Amanda's on now. We were just talking about you. I think she was the one that posted about the pit cleanse. But all right, who else would like to share how they're doing?
Yes, I can go next. Not too good, unfortunately. This weekend I had to get my parents ready to go off onto vacation, so helping them get together and stuff. So my eating, I was doing really, really good up until Friday evening, where I got into stress eating, and then I do the self-sabotage. So, but I was really proud for those 4 days. I really stuck to it.
And it's progress. And
Yeah.
so at least now going into tomorrow, like, we're going to cut it out tonight, no more, and starting tomorrow, we're going to do really well, right?
Exactly. Yep. Because my mom's like, can you eat this salad, this lettuce? She's like, it's going to go bad by the time we get back. I'm like, perfect. Now I don't have to go shopping. I have my lettuce to start me off for the week. I cut up vegetables. I have those in jars in my fridge. So I have a lot of quick things that I can grab where I don't have like those bad foods in front of me, which I don't have anymore in the house. Exercise-wise, it's been a 0 recently just because of my migraines. I've had a lot of migraines. Our barometric pressure has been up consistently. And along with that, my work hours are just very, very long. So when I get home, it's like you have to kind of decide what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, and what you have time for, and not to eat away from our sleep. Because, I'm probably averaging 6 hours a night right now. So I at least need that to function properly, I guess. Good note for last week, the bathrooms on my floor were closed. I had to take the stairs up and down all week long to get to the bathroom, to get to a kitchen that had water. So I did add steps in. So I'm trying slowly, baby steps. I always learn that works better for me if I do something slower.
Mm-hmm. And, even if this 4 weeks that you're, in it this round, you just focus on nutrition, that's totally fine. Getting that more consistent to where, because some people need to do baby steps. Some need to be all in at, one time. So really it's different for each person. So if you just want to focus the next couple of weeks on nutrition, being more consistent, finding new recipes that you want to try, that you like, that way you feel more prepared going into next month, that's totally fine. There's no right or really wrong way to do this.
And actually for dinners, I order from Freshly. They do gluten-free, organic. They're fresh meals that come to your house. If you don't eat them by the expiration date, you can freeze them then. But they're between, I want to say, 350 to like 590 calories per meal. So I always set that for my evening meal.
Oh, that's nice. It's called Fresh Leaf?
Yes. Because I'm single. So for me to make a meal, you know, it's a lot of work. And with the limited time I have, and I've been very impressed with all the flavors of the meals.
I'll have to look it up. A lot of those delivery services, just for me, where I have such a big family,
Right.
I would have to buy 3 of one meal for it to even feed half my family, you know, to feed my family. And then it's like, I'm paying $30, you know, so it's like, for someone like you, that would be perfect.
Yeah, and I'm a celiac, so them being gluten-free is a bonus.
Yeah, because you have celiac, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Something that helped me with my migraines is I'm corn intolerant, but actually I found when I took high fructose corn syrup out of my diet, I get migraines maybe once a year, and I was getting them once a week. And so I find that barometric pressure, I can still like feel the tension, but it doesn't always lead to a migraine. But I mean, I've had them my whole life, but I found like once I got out of, like I took out high fructose corn syrup, it really changed. So just something to maybe consider or try and see if that does make you feel better.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I have a neurologist that I see, and he gave me a whole list of things to try to cut out of my diet. I know chocolate's one, artificial sweeteners is one. So, you know, it's like
something something that you could do that might cut out like the elimination diet is doing the food sensitivity test like I did a few weeks ago, because I found out that I am sensitive to yeast. And since I cut that out, once I found out I cut it out, I've had like no diarrhea episodes, and I was going every single day. Like I couldn't eat a meal without going to the bathroom. I had the worst stomach pains. It had been going on for months, and it got to the point where like I was clean eating, but still so much stuff has yeast. And I found out that anything that's vinegar based is made with yeast because vinegar, it's made with like a fermentation process or whatever from yeast. So I even now have to watch how much mustard I use, because I was using mustard in place of all these other things that would normally be sugary condiments. I kind of went that route instead over time, getting a love of mustard. And so, yeah, anyway, long story short, there is a food sensitivity test that you can take where they'll test like 96, I think, different foods. And it's very simple to do. You do it at home and you mail it to them, and
I'll look that up.
Yeah, I can send you the information. I think I've got a coupon code too for like $10 or $20 off, but I'll send it to you. But that has been one of the most helpful things, because I was about to go to like a gastroenterologist, whatever it's called, and do like stomach tests and all sorts of things. So, and it was yeast. Who knew? Like it was baker's yeast and brewer's yeast. So it was both yeasts. And they were considered high reactive, because they will do high, moderate, mild, and low, I think. And they were the only 2 that was even up there in the high range, or even there was nothing even moderately. And I cut it out, and I'm a woman. So it might help. But thanks for sharing. Anyone else? Oh, I guess Samantha lost her service. She must have went back inside. Andrea, you there? Or
I'm here.
Or Candace or Amanda?
I can share. This week has been horrible. I'm not even gonna lie. Between doctor's appointments, which I shared about in the group this week, to the fact that ignore my dog, I'm sorry. But the fact that we had a like fundraiser type deal at work all week, and everything's like everything you turn around, it's like, oh, it's a bake sale, or, oh, it's, hey, we're doing a nacho bar, or we're doing this. And so I don't donate to this organization throughout the year like everyone else does, because I'm about to, like, go home and work. And the main prize is, like, getting to wear jeans to work. So it's irrelevant. So that was, like, my way of supporting. And then my boyfriend's birthday was this week. So his parents and then and it's just been horrible nutrition-wise. We did go get some stuff for this week coming for lunches and stuff that were a lot better food side. Other than that, emotionally, it's been a roller coaster. There ain't no denying it. It's been a roller coaster. I think I'm trying to come to terms and wrap my head around everything from my appointment, but I've been a lot better than I have been in retrospect to that. I'm actually starting a new program outside of Beachbody tomorrow with a friend to keep us both accountable because she doesn't have Beachbody. Other than that, I spoiled this weekend by my boyfriend. He bought me the Apple Watch I'd wanted. So I've been a lot better with energy because I've wanted to close my rings and get really excited about my rings being closed. So that's helped. But other than that,
You're cutting in and out a little bit.
I'm doing the best that I can. I've had better weeks, but I'm doing as good as I can for what I've been dealt with this week.
And that's good. I saw your new watch. I'm a little jealous. It's pretty.
It's very pretty, and it's really funny though because my boyfriend's birthday was Friday, and he let me go get my watch on Friday. He, like, if I wanted to do something over the weekend, we went and did what I wanted to do, and it's like, it's your birthday. Why are you spoiling me?
It's funny. Okay. We only have like 4 minutes left. So if we do get cut off and we want to still chat, we can just basically, they'll close this out and we can come back in because it's just some of the rules that they have because I don't want to pay for the monthly subscription. But does anybody else want to share? Candace is new to the group. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, you can probably hear me now. Yeah, I'm new to the group. I'm doing the 80-day up session 2. I actually just started phase 2 yesterday because I don't start my programs on a Monday. I'm not a traditional person. If I start on Monday, Monday's horrible for me. So I make my Fridays my rest day because Fridays for me are my Monday, if that makes any sense. Friday for me is usually bill day, wrapping up the end of the week stuff, trying to get everything done that I need to get done. So that's my rest day. So yeah, today's actually day 2 and I haven't done it yet, Robin, because they've switched the program up and I think it's cardio flow or something. No, cardio core tonight, and me and the sliders don't get along. My feet are real fat and they fall off the sliders and I'm ended up cussing and rolling around on the floor. So my nutrition's kind of sucked this week. I've been sick. I haven't been feeling too well. So nutrition hasn't been too great. I've been falling off the steps wagon. I used to walk and run a lot. I injured myself doing that in the losing weight process. I wasn't eating enough. I got my mind set on that whole lose weight fast type thing. Was 1,200 calories, lost weight too fast, injured myself, and now every now and then I'll have pain. But since I started 80-day up session and increased my steps, my muscles have built up and I can handle it a lot more, so that helps me. I have been having a lot of issues, though, since I lost the weight, though, and those of you that don't know, I've lost quite a bit of weight. I started out 225. Now I'm bouncing between 163, well, right now I'm 168, so I bounce up and down. I kind of fluctuate, but my blood sugars bottom out on me when I start losing weight. So I started trying to put on lean muscle mass instead, because I've got to kind of a point where I needed to stop trying to lose weight. But every now and then, whenever I drop down, my blood sugars will bottom out on me, and then my diet goes to hell because I've got to eat what I can. So that's one of the bad things about the PCOS with me right now. Fought like hell to lose the weight, and now I'm fighting like hell to put it back on so I can stop having sugar issues. So that's me right now. Yeah, and they don't tell you a whole lot about that. A lot of times when they tell you got PCOS, they push hormone pills at you, tell you to lose weight, but they don't tell you that when you lose weight, you have a chance of starting to go hypoglycemic and having other issues that go along with your PCOS. It's not a cure-all, It helps your health, but it's not a cure-all. So,
well, thank you for sharing. All right, we have less than a minute. Does anyone else have anything else to say or share? Nope. All right. Well, I was gonna chat about something, but I chat too much anyway. So I'll go live later on this week and share a little bit about some self-care challenges that we had. So basically, we have the self-care challenge going on right now. So try to choose at least 3 things to do for yourself this week from the challenge, and that picture should be posted in the group. But I was wanting to do a little spiel on it and just kind of share some different things that I've been doing and what I have found that to come from that, if that makes sense. So I'll go live probably tomorrow or the day after in the group and share about that. And hopefully you all will continue sharing some of the things that you're all doing for yourself during this challenge, because it's really important to not just